You might be after a job with an artist, but I won't have you bringing that sort of talk home with you. Elsie blushed and swore again, this time under her breath. She hadn't noticed her mother standing in the doorway. How can this skirt have mud on it? I haven't put a foot outside. If Tom's been messing with my things again when I told him not to, I'll do more than swear. You can't blame your brother for every bit of dirt in the house, and it's hardly the end of the world. Come downstairs when you're ready and I'll scrub it off for you. Her mother left her to it, and Elsie wondered for the 1000th time if boys were saints in every family, or just in hers. She hung the mirror back on its hook above the fireplace and brushed her hair, wondering if a dash of lipstick would give the wrong impression. Her reflection stared back at her from the glass, round-faced and healthy-looking, brown eyes set under well-defined brows, and a mouth that seemed always on the verge of a smile, no matter how angry she felt. It was an ordinary face, pleasant at best, and there was no point in trying to pretend otherwise. Artist or not, he would have to take her as he found her. She took her best coat from the back of the door, where it perched like a guest's across a bulge of winter clothing. It was always the same when she came home. She felt like a lodger in her own room, which, of course, she was. She went downstairs and was touched to see her family gathered round the kitchen table to see her off. Her father lingered unconvincingly over tying his bootlaces, late for the fields, but determined not to miss her departure, and her youngest sister jumped down from her chair with a squeal and thrust a folded piece of paper into her hands. Elsie looked down at the picture, a child's rose-tinted view of a maid at work in a busy kitchen. "You'll be an artist yourself one day, Maisie," she said fondly, ruffling her hair. "If I get the job, I'll put in a good word for you." Maisie beamed, and Elsie gave herself up to the mercy of her mother's clothes brush. "What's he painting, this man you're going to work for?" Tom asked through a mouthful of bread. "Might be going to work for. It depends if he likes me or not. And he's painting the walls of a chapel." "Why?" "To remember someone who died in the war. Can't he make do with a headstone like the rest of us?" The thought was uttered with the naive insolence of a 12-year-old, but Elsie caught the smile of approval on her father's face, and she couldn't blame him. 10 years on from the end of the war, it seemed a waste to spend so much on the dead when times were hard for the living. "That's not for Mr. Spencer to say, is it? He's just doing a job like the rest of us." Elsie heard her mother give a snort of disbelief, but the mud was a stubborn adversary, and there was only room for one enemy at a time. "Is that where you're going, then?" Tom continued, his curiosity apparently inexhaustible. "To the chapel?" "No, of course not. The Spencers are staying on a farm in the village until her own house is finished. I'm going to see them there. Mrs. Spencer, anyway. I probably won't set eyes on him." "So, they're having a house built specially," her mother muttered, half in envy, half in admiration. "Oh, they've done well for themselves, I must say." Elsie smiled. "And so will I if they take me on. A new house, with all mod cons. I can put my feet up." "Well, if that's the case, there's plenty of washing here to keep you busy. There, good as new." She gave the skirt a final brush for luck and watched as Elsie sat down by the stove to put her gaiters on. "You're not going on that motorbike, surely? You'll be covered in mud from head to toe, and what sort of impression will that make?" "Of course I'm taking the bike. How else am I going to get there?" She saw her mother nod to her father, and he cleared his throat. "You know, I got a bit extra at Christmas, love. Your mother and I thought you could get the bus." He took some coins out of his pocket and gave them to her. "The roads are icy at this time of year, and you know how your mother frets. There's a bus at past, and you'll catch it if we get a move on. I'll walk you to the end of the road."